missing someone.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another one. If you're new to the channel, I am Gold Pony. I do new car, truck, SUV reviews on YouTube, and today we're in the brand new 2023 Chevy Malibu, courtesy of Apple Chevrolet in York, PA. For more information on their inventory, please feel free to check out the link in the description box below. And so today we are in this one because this is still a very, very good looking American sedan, and there is one major change for the 2023 model year. So ultimately in this video, we will be testing out and going over everything about this one, from acceleration to braking, steering feel, ride quality, sound system, exhaust clip, all that fun stuff. So having said all of that, what do you guys say? Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And as always, let's start with pricing. And so as you can imagine, there are several different trim levels for the 2023 Malibu. First one being the LS, starting at $26,095. RS for $27,095. LT, which is the one we are in today, starting at $29,195. And the 2LT for $32,595. But regardless of trim level, the power plant is going to be the same, and that is the major change for 2023. The 2-liter turbocharged engine is gone now for 2023. So all trims are now going to get a 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, putting out 160 horsepower at 5,700 RPM, 184 pound-feet of torque coming in at 2,500 RPM. That power is sent to the front wheels through a continuously variable transmission. 0 to 60 time coming in at approximately 7.8 seconds, with MPG numbers coming in at 29 in the city, 36 on the highway. And so now, having got all of that out of the way, and we are still sitting at this red light, what do you guys say? Let's go ahead and find a straightaway. Let's put the Malibu here to the test, and let's see how quickly we can get our new 2023 Malibu here up to speed. All right, so since there's nobody behind us, in 3, 2, 1, go! Ah, slipping a little bit. That's still fun though, man. All right, yeah. You're not gonna have any issues emerging onto the highway. Like I said, that's fine. That's a decent amount of power right there, and since it's all being sent to the front wheels, there was a little bit of slipping, but that just means there's adequate power. That's all that means, guys. So that was fun. I like that. But anyways, to go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. And so, as expected, you will find 4-wheel ventilated disc brakes coming standard on the Malibu for all trim levels. As far as that 6-0 stopping distance goes, it's going to come in at 127 feet, which is pretty on par for the course. As far as braking feel goes, it's on the firmer side of things, so I don't mind the braking feel. It does feel like that 127 feet, but it is on the firmer side of things, so it's not a soft braking feel like you traditionally find in SUVs. I like it. It's not that bad. So anyways, then touching on suspension and handling, up front you're going to get a McPherson strut front suspension. In the back, 4-link rear suspension, front and rear stabilizer bars. As far as ride quality goes, it's been okay. It's been okay in my short little test drive here today. I have been able to feel a decent amount of the road, I will say that. So it's not like a luxury sedan or anything like that, obviously, but it's not bad. It's something that wouldn't bother me personally, but I will say you do feel a decent amount of the road. But anyways, touching on steering feel, it's perfect. Honestly, I don't mind it. It's not the heaviest steering feel. It's definitely not a loose steering feel though either. So it's pretty much as you would expect the Malibu to feel like in terms of that. Touching on cabin noise, I'm going 30 miles per hour right now. It's not too bad. There is a little bit of road noise, but the wind noise is excellent. Wind noise is definitely held at bay, which I love, and that's probably due in part because there is an acoustic laminated front windshield that does come standard on every single trim level across the board, so I 100% love that. And in terms of visibility, let me adjust my rear view mirror here. I can see perfectly fine out the back, and traditionally in sedans, you're not going to have any issues with rear visibility, so once again, 100% on point. But that pretty much rounds out the performance segment of this review, you guys. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the exterior of our brand new 2023 Chevy Malibu. All right, so here she is, you guys, the new 2023 Chevy Malibu, finished in Summit White, in case you were curious of our exterior color name. But as always, let's go ahead and start where this one is made. If you take a look at the VIN, first character is the number 1, indicating that the Malibu is built and assembled in the US, specifically Kansas City. But anyways, let's go ahead and start up front on this one. Halogen headlights do come standard for the LS, RS, and LT trim levels. That, of course, is what you guys are looking at, but you do get LED daytime running lights with with the LT and 2LT trim levels only, so I wanted to emphasize that. LED headlights, however, do come on the 2LT trim level, so a little added illumination with that one. Automatic feature coming with all trim levels, meaning when it starts to get dark at night, headlights will turn on automatically for you there. But automatic high beams also coming standard for every single trim level. So if you have your high beams on at night, and it senses a vehicle coming in the opposite direction, it's going to automatically dim them back to low beams. Then when the vehicle is gone, it's going to automatically bounce it back up to high beams. So definitely a feature you end up absolutely loving. Black front grille with chrome surrounds coming with the RS trim level. However, there is a red line package that we do happen to have today, which will also give you a blacked out front grille. So I do want to mention that as well, along with a bunch of other black accents, and I'll continue on with that later. But black bow tie emblem up front because of that red line edition as well. So overall, like I said at the very beginning of the video, I actually do love the front end of the Malibu. I still think it looks dang good to this day. So that pretty much rounds out the front end. Let's now go ahead and make our way to the side. All right, you guys, and so making our way to the side now of the Malibu. Chrome window surrounds will come standard across the board. Got the Malibu lettering found on the front doors. It's going to be either finished in chrome or black. Again, since we have that red line edition, we got it finished in black. So speaking of red line edition, taking a look at the side mirrors here, you see a red line on the side mirrors, hence the red line edition. But anyways, power adjustable side mirrors will come standard. They will be body colored for the RS, LT, and 2LT, unless you go with the red line, and then you got gloss black, of course. Heated side mirrors then coming with the LT and 2LT trim levels then as well. Then take a look down at the wheel configuration. This is a funny one with the Malibu because literally every single trim level has a different wheel size. So if you ever wander onto a lot, this is a surefire way to tell what trim level you were looking at. But 16-inch aluminum alloys coming with the LS, 18-inch aluminum alloys coming with the RS, 17-inch aluminum alloys coming with the LT, and 19-inch aluminum alloys coming with the 2LT. Having said that, the Redline Edition does give you gloss black 19-inch aluminum alloys with the red accents, which look dang good in my opinion. But anyways, it pretty much rounds out the side profile of the Malibu here. So I'll go ahead and make our way to the back. All right, so but now since we are around to the back of this one, all the way to the top, body colored shark fin antenna, that looks good. Just below that, center high mount stop lamp, I like that as well. I love the LED taillights on this thing. So I will say LED taillights traditionally only come on the 2LT trim level, but that Redline Edition package that we have actually gives you LED taillights as well. Otherwise, you're going to get the halogen bulbs back there. So love the look, added illumination at night, so people are less likely to rear end you, I guess. But got the black lettering, the black bow tie logo, thanks to the Redline Edition. I keep saying that, I'm sorry. Just underneath of all of it though, you're going to get polished tips for the RS. Otherwise, the trend right now is to tuck away those exhaust outlets, so that's unfortunately what we got. I love the exposed exhaust outlets. I wish manufacturers would go back to doing that. But anyways, as always, here is that exhaust clip. Alright, so but now since we are around to the back of the Malibu, when it comes to opening that rear trunk, there is a rubberized button on the trunk itself, and there is a button on the key fob itself as well that you just press twice. But anyways, once opened up, cargo capacity comes in at 15.7 cubic feet. If that was not enough space, there is a 60-40 split, meaning the rear seats do fold down for quite a bit of extra space then if you needed it. To my surprise, there were actually tie-down anchors back there. You don't always find them in sedans. Traditionally, that's an SUV thing, so I like that. And of course, you got cargo lighting back there, and then if you were to lift up underneath of that cargo floor, you're going to find a spare tire, which I appreciate as opposed to the fix-a-flat. So that's what I'm used to, that's what I like. But then making our way up to the rear legroom, that comes in at 38.1 inches. For reference, I'm even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had back there. Rear ventilation is going to come on the LT and 2LT trim levels then. There is also a rear center armrest with cup holders for those two trim levels to go along with that. And there is a USB charging port for the 2LT trim level only. Otherwise, you're going to get a 12-volt power outlet, which is just as fine in my personal opinion, as well for those rear passengers. But then, making our way up to the front seats, cloth seating is going to come on the LS, RS, and LT trim levels. Leather seating is going to come on the 2LT trim level then. Manually adjustable seats for the LS and RS. Power driver's seat for the 2LT. Heated front seats then for the LT and 2LT trim levels, and then ventilated front seats for the 2LT trim level. But as far as seat comfort goes, it's been plenty fine actually. I've had no issues whatsoever. We do have power adjustable seats here in our particular LT trim level that we have today. So between the lumbar support and the power adjustable seats, and the lumbar support, let me tell you guys, I just played around with it. That is highly adjustable. A lot of times you won't get that adjustable lumbar support in vehicles. So I love that. Well done, Chevy, for that. But anyways, then taking a look at the steering wheel, it is tilt and telescoping. It is leather wrapped for the RS and 2LT trim levels. And then you will actually get a heated steering wheel only if you go with the 2LT. But I do like the leather wrapped steering wheel. It's definitely very nice. Then making our way to the startup, let me start by showing you guys the key here. You got your Chevy logo on the one side. When you flip it over, lock, unlock, that button to pop through your trunk again, and the circular button, that's going to be remote start, which actually comes standard on every single trim level across the board. You don't usually get that for all trims, but essentially means you can warm up the Malibu on super cold days in Pennsylvania like today, so it's nice and toasty by the time you actually get inside of it. But it is all keyless entry with the push button start for all trim levels across the board. So all I'm going to do here is simply put my foot on the brake and press that black engine start button located just to the right of the gauges there. And speaking of the gauges, once started up, tachometer is all the way to your left, speedometer is on your right. There is a small digital display front and center to control what is on that digital display. There are steering wheel mounted controls found on the right side of the steering wheel. Gives you things like how many miles you have left until you hit empty. There's a timer, I guess, if you wanted to time how long you've been driving for. There's a digital speedometer. Always like seeing that in vehicles. Trip A, Trip B, of course, but I like the how many miles you have left until you hit empty. I'm just going to leave it on that for now. But then making our way to overall interior quality, a dual pane panoramic sunroof is going to be optional for the LT and 2LT. And so that option is coming with the red line edition that we have today. That's why we have it. So I like that. Ambient lighting for the 2LT trim level only. Garage door openers is going to be optional for all trim levels if you wanted that. Wireless phone charger coming with the 2LT trim level only. But you know what? I actually don't mind the interior quality of this thing, because here's why. Okay, you got a little bit of rubberized storage just in front of the shifter. You got dual cup holders to the right of the shifter, but then you got this nice smooth gloss gray kind of surrounding all of it. So a lot of manufacturers in this particular case at this price point would use like a matte gray or a matte black, but they finished it in a nice gloss finish. So it's going to be easier to clean and it's going to be scratch resistant because of that. So I do like that. Got a little pocket for maybe a cell phone just behind there within the center armrest. Actually a decent amount of storage, a ton of storage within that center armrest, especially for a sedan. So well done, Chevy, for that as well. You know, another thing I like, it's kind of like the seating finish is brought onto the doors as well as just above the passenger side glove box. And I like how they brought this cloth finish just around all the climate controls as well. That's a really nice touch that Chevy didn't have to do. Having said that, there is some hard plastic on the doors, like around the lock and unlock button, the door handle, things like that. But other than that, actually, I think Chevy did a pretty darn good job with the interior quality, if I say so myself. But then make our way to the infotainment screen. 8-inch color touchscreen display coming standard for all trim levels, Bluetooth and audio streaming. But here's the kicker. Get ready. Wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay now for every single trim level. So many sedans are still not doing that. So again, Chevy, you're crushing it with that. I love that. Factory navigation system for the 2LT trim level only. And of course, you can check out your radio information up there. And so when it comes to the sound systems, 6 speakers is going to come on the LS, RS, and LT trim levels. However, for the 2LT, there is a 9-speaker Bose sound system that will come standard. That is not the one we have today. We do have the 6 speaker. So having said that, let's go ahead and turn on the radio, see what we got playing this morning, and let's test out the clarity of this one. That might be like the best 6-speaker sound system I've ever heard. That's actually not bad, you guys. Like, decent amount of bass there. Reminds me of Nissan bass. They usually do good with their bass as well. But yeah, that's a really good sound system for it being only 6 speakers. So again, good job, Chevy. But last thing I wanted to mention to you guys on that infotainment screen, at least, is when you do put the Malibu in reverse, you will find a rear view camera coming standard across the board, letting you know what is behind you, which is always going to lead us into safety. And so, Front side curtain airbags do come standard, driver and passenger knee airbags as well. In the back, you're going to have latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats, rear child door locks, tire pressure monitoring system, but also coming standard, automatic emergency braking, a following distance indicator, forward collision alert, lane keep assist, and lane departure warning then as well. One more thing though with safety I wanted to mention, there's a driver confidence package. It goes for $545. That gives you rear parking sensors, so it's going to beep at you when you get too close to something, rear cross traffic alert, and lane change alert with side blind zone alert then as well. So overall, when it comes to my final thoughts here, still a very good looking car in my personal opinion. I love the design to it at least, and actually a decently serene cabin as well. Maybe due in part because of the acoustic laminated front windshield, but it actually did pretty good with the lack of wind noise in this thing for the price point. So I like that as well. As far as the room for improvement goes, I would have loved to have seen a full digital gauge cluster. I would also have loved to have seen LED headlights coming standard. Heck, you get standard LED headlights on Corollas these days. It should be standard on a midsize sedan like the Malibu as well. And last thing, I think multicolor ambient lighting would look dang good in this thing as well. So anyways, Chevy, do with that what you will. But anyways, that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on social media if you want to see what's coming next on the channel. Before it gets to YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell notification button if you're into new car reviews, because that is what we do here on this channel. After all, you guys know that. Anyways, do appreciate you guys watching more than you know. I will see you guys all in the next video. Stay gold.